Mucus. What's going on, America? Kev from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make some sense out of nonsense. And that's right, y'all. Mucus Man is back for some more punishment. That man is a glutton for punishment. Boy, he must love getting abused. Maybe he's masochistic. I don't know, but boy, does he take a beating. So yeah, it's my job as a promoter to host these squabbles that take place up at Congress. I have to promote them and I have to referee them. It's greater than me. You think I like seeing this bloody mess? You think I like watching people get beat down like Mucus is about to get beat down? Absolutely. If you say yes, then you know me well. You know me very well. I cannot resist the temptation to see Mucus get murdered again right in the ring up at the Capitol. So we're going to have to go ahead and go through some of the latest highlights of him getting slaughtered and how stupid this man sounds. Oh, thank you so much. Marie said, I love you. I love you too. And Michael Jackson, I love you more. I love you. So guys, if you are first time to my channel, if this is the first time to my channel, hit the like button, share my videos, follow me on all the other platforms. We're here to just have a little fun at the expense of the corrupt, funky, stinking Democrats. But yeah, hit the like button. You want to participate in the super chat, feel free. Want to help the channel out in other ways, links are below all my videos in the descriptions. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're still subscribed. Make sure your notifications are turned on to all, because the other day I checked a video that I uploaded, a new one, and guess how many views it had, y'all? After being up 14 hours, 1,000 views. I mean, what's the chances of that? That's my question. What are the chances of only 1,000 people seeing a video that was 12 minutes long? 12 minutes long. And I have roughly 187,000 subscribers. Yeah. And then, of course, Don put the number to join the text alert. And that is, I'll go over it actually. But before we get into that, I got to get loose for these fights, y'all. I don't want to get in there and pull a hamstring because I haven't stretched. So let's go ahead and get ready for the fights tonight, man. Oh. Real gorilla. Real gorilla. There's some kings in the building. Gorillas in here. Gorillas in here. Now, guys, you all been here before when I host these fights. Yeah, you know the rules. I know what you came to see. You came to see some real action. You came to see some fights. You don't come to see them putting fart around, dancing in the ring and all that stuff. You want to see some knockouts. I don't know about y'all, but when I go and I watch the UFC, or if I watch a boxing match, I want to see a knockout. I don't want to see them in there dancing around and shuffling their feet. So I brought you some wonderful knockouts tonight with Mucus being up there at Congress. Now, you would think this guy would get sick of being abused every time he goes up there, but there's no other choice, because see, when you know your record is garbage, they put you in office to fail, to destroy the system, you have no defense. So you're walking into the lion's den. So all you can do is put up the laziest, sorriest defense ever, which all these Republicans, as they get in the ring with Mucus, they know what he got. They're like, all right, I already know what you're going to throw. So I'm going to go ahead and punch your face in until you submit. But Mucus just won't quit. So let's go ahead and get into the first fight of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait. Oh, there's that number. Don't forget, please text 1-877-931-2396 and text the word join to that if you haven't done it already. So in the future, if a video pops up and I'm saying, okay, this is one I got to send a message out to, because I got to be selective with the text messaging. I found out, you know what I'm saying? I don't want them to beat me over the head. I'm going to upgrade it a little bit, but, I'm still working out, trying to find a good system to where they don't try to beat you over. That's why if you want to help out with the channel, feel free. That's all I'm saying. But I'm trying to make sure that we override some of this censorship and all the crap that YouTube is doing. So if you can, text that number 1-877-931-2396 and then text the word join, okay? And if something pops up there, you know it's me. If it says, hey, yo, this is from Kev, don't be talking about who is Kev. All right, so now let's get ready for the night's first fight. Me. Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's main event. First, we have Senator, or should I say, House Member Kiley versus Mucus. Boo! Okay, gentlemen, come to the center of the ring. You both know the rules, right? There are none. Fight to the death. Ding! Here we go. Oh, let's see how Kiley comes out.
Kiley. Mr. Secretary, last year you testified before this committee that this administration's policies were not responsible for the surge of illegal border crossings.
What?
And today you've testified that this administration's policies are responsible for what you claim is a decline in illegal border crossings. So why is it that you deserve credit when numbers go down, but not blame when numbers go up?
Woo! No, wait a minute. Jim, did you see the way that young man came out? Wow, that was quite impressive. Looks like he's done his research on Mucus. So what he's doing here is setting up a strategy to put Mucus right in that corner so he can beat on his ribs. Yeah, double trapped him. I like that right there. I'm expecting big things from this new guy. So y'all hear that? So Mucus is okay, just like the Democrats. You know, whenever they lie about the economy going up here, yes, you know what? It's because of me. But whenever things are looking bad, it's because of Russia, it's because of Putin, it's because of Trump. They never want to accept the negatives, but they always want to accept the positives. Same thing with Mucus. So here's Mucus, you know, talking on one end. It's not my fault that it's because of the past administration and Congress needs to fix the new thing. It's the cartel, it's China, it's everybody. But when he thinks he has rights to brag, then it's Mucus. It's all Mucus. So now let's see how Mucus responds to this first punch to his face.
Congressman, 2 points. One,
2 points.
The approach that we are taking, expanding lawful pathways and delivering consequences for those who do not use them, is working. But I want to communicate that the challenge remains. The challenge is a persistent one on our southern border. It has been for decades. And what we need is...
Mr. Secretary...
See? Now Mucus got to get beat up. See? The man... Once again, the challenge... First of all, I don't like him dancing around the ring. He never want to stand flat-footed and go toe-to-toe. Here he is running around the ring. Full speed. He ain't even backpedaling. He's running with his back turned. Full speed. So here he is again trying to filibuster two things. First of all, that it is working and that this problem has been going on. See, but what he's not going to do is confront the fact that the problem has increased like 17 million times more since his watch. Y'all remember Ted Cruz? What happened there? You got in. That's what happened. So now he is trying to backdate the problems. It's not just a Mucus problem. It's a problem that's been going on forever. But under your watch, Mucus, things got out of control. See, that's the question. So now this young new fighter is going to go ahead and have to get him right back into the middle of the ring because he's running around. Here we go.
You're speaking in general terms, and I think this is why many of us on the committee are frustrated with the lack of accountability, is that you have shattered all records in terms of illegal border crossings. You say that has nothing to do with the dramatic change in policies you had, and then there's a brief decline, and you cite that as evidence that you're doing a good job. And I think...
Good point. I love this dude. This dude right there. See, Mucus is too old and washed up and corrupt to be in the middle of the ring with this dude. So if I'm getting it straight, you've broken records, Mucus, when it comes down to that border. That's right. You're a breed apart, man. Dude, you're overachiever. You way up at the top. Like, yes, I am the worst Border Patrol director and Homeland Security director that ever has existed. However, it is not my fault. It is the fault of all of the people in the past before me and a broken system before I got in. So how does that explain how it was kept to a minimum under other people like Trump, especially Trump? He brought it down to a minimum. But yet he's saying it's not because my policies that racked up these new stats. Has nothing to do. So here's my thought, Mucus, and I'm sure it's every rational person's thought. If things were working and the things that Trump had put in place had gotten border crossing down to 30,000 the last month of his office, his presidency, 30,000. All of the things that Trump put in, not including the fact that he was trying to finish the wall, but the Democrats, they wasn't having that. They wasn't having that because walls are racist or something like that. But if all those things were working and your goal was to keep it either the same or decrease it, What do you think made the difference in the fluctuation, the influctuation? Could it be the fact that you removed all of the policies that were working and implemented your policies, which led to the increase in illegal crossings? And what you really did, which we're about to find out, is you try to make illegal crossings not seem like it's illegal crossings by making it easier for these people to come. Basically, what you're doing is you're legalizing illegal immigration. That's what Mucus has done. He's put in place policies that encourage these people to come more and more abundantly and quicker and process them to get them in. And yet they can say, well, they came through a point of entry because we done created all of these access points and all of this, wonderful technology for them. They can just go ahead and say, hey, Mucus, I'm on my way. I'm going ahead and joining your app. My appointment to come to all of that stuff. So now what he's saying is border crossings has come down, illegal crossings, because you made the illegal crossings appear to be legal. So let's continue.
I think that's why so many Americans have lost faith in this administration's ability to secure the border. But I want to actually reference some remarks you made that I found somewhat encouraging. This was on the topic of detainers. You made these remarks early in your tenure, April of 2021, at a UCLA discussion for the Immigration Law and Policy Center. You said this. You said you referred to an example of someone who crossed the border illegally and went on to commit sex offenses. And you said, I do not believe that individual should be released into the community.
Right.
You said, I think the state facility should turn that individual over to ICE directly. And you added, I think that is a public safety need. You went on to say that after such a person had served their sentence, if they were a citizen, there might be no way to keep them out of the community. But you said, I have a tool at my disposal with respect to an individual who unlawfully entered the country.
Right.
You said, I feel strongly about this. Is it a tool that I have at my disposal? It is a tool I feel obligated to employ. I am going to protect the public, you said.
So wait a minute. You see the young man setting him up? You see the young man getting him into position? So what he's doing now is he's using Mucus's own raggedy, funky style against him. Yeah, he's saying, you know what, back in the day, you was out here talking all of this gibberish about what you should do if a person, is a sex offender or he does whatever when he comes across here. I got some stuff on my arsenal. He was bragging before he got in the ring, see? He was bragging before he got in the ring about what he would do if something like this happened. Now, this guy's setting him up. Right now, he's reminding him of things that he said so he can smack him in the face with it and show him just how hypocritical he is. So here it comes.
It's a very strong statement in favor of detainers. And yet, over the last couple years, we have seen the actual use of detainers decline dramatically. Fiscal year 2021, there were 65,000. Fiscal year 2022, 78,000. That's about half the average during the Trump administration, about 1/3 the average during the Obama administration. Ooh. So if detainers are such a powerful tool, why have you used them so sparingly?
Wow. Because I'm corrupt and evil and they put me in office to destroy the border and we can open it up to illegal immigrants and try to make it look legal. That's why here it is. So now let's see how Mucus comes out with this funky style. Here it is, the lazy left. That's all he has. Here comes the lazy left.
Congressman, let me communicate a very important point, that individuals who pose a threat to public safety or national security are detained. That is the immigration policy of the Department of Homeland Security under my leadership.
But why are you detaining much less than your predecessor?
Individual. See, that's what you get when you got one weapon in your arsenal. The lazy left. Let me say that we are doing the best we can. So he blocks that mess and say, then why are you retaining less? Huh? Why are you retaining less? So what all of these people coming across are just perfect little angels, right? All of them coming here for a better life. That's all they're doing, right? No crime, none of that stuff. No backgrounds that might lead to, the MS-13 or all that stuff. No, none of that. Okay, so here we go. Let's see how he responds to this punch to the ribs.
One is our detention capacity is limited, which is why we prioritize public safety and national security threats. Number one.
Why is it limited? See, that's my first question. Why is it limited, Mucus? Because you overflooded it. Because you broke the dams. Of course, if you are bringing in 1 million or so people a year, that's going to increase the amount of people that you capture that are legit. Then you stuff them into these facilities, and now that increases. See, he don't realize cause and effect, right? You send these people into our cities. What happens? Hospitals get overflowed, school systems, all of this stuff happens because Mucus and the Democrats want to create a whole new voting base. All of that, cheap labor and a whole new voting base is really being thrust upon our citizens. It don't have nothing to do with that we are looking at these people because they want asylum, and it is the American policy to welcome, and all the other countries are dealing with this and this. No, let's hear some of his raggedy excuses.
And number two, detainers are sometimes not honored by particular jurisdictions.
I want to move on to that in a second, but just briefly, has the White House directed you to limit the use of detainers?
Uh-oh.
Congressman,
Easy.
That's a yes or no question.
Easy.
Has the White House?
Congressman, no, they have not.
Oh, come on. I can't even believe he tried to respond with that. Have the White House directed you to limit retainers? Now you see that pause there? Okay, Mucus, we better think before we talk because they might know more than I think they know. Let me see. No, maybe not. No. See, you know they have. See, you got to understand, if the White House was monitoring what's going on down at the border and they really wanted to stop it, Mucus would be fired. That's how you know. You can't tell me that the White House, or should I say Biden allegedly, is supposed to be number one priority, secure the homeland, number one priority. And this guy we put in office is not doing that. And yet he's trying to tell us that they have not told him to limit the retainers. Are you kidding me? They basically said, Mucus, get in and destroy the whole system. Open up the floodgates. We got you, dog. We're going to ignore how poorly your performance appears to the public. We're going to try to misplace that blame and say Mucus doing the best he can. It's greater than all of us. We don't know how to do this, man. We don't know how to fix it. The past administration, all of the crap we've been hearing. And this fool got a nerve to get in the ring and lie to this young man. Now he has to get his eyeballs shut.
Thank you. So on this topic of jurisdictions not honoring detainers, you have been critical of these so-called sanctuary jurisdictions. In a 2022 speech to the U.S. Conference of Mayors, you said some of your cities have declined to cooperate with immigration authorities in the removal, the apprehension, and removal of individuals, even if those individuals pose a public safety threat. You said, I will be coming to you and asking you to reconsider your position of non-cooperation. The public safety, the public's well-being, for which we are all charged, is, I think, at issue, you said. So, Mr. Secretary, you agree that sanctuary policies threaten public safety?
Congressman, what do you mean by sanctuary policies?
Because the definition that you gave right there, where you said the declining to cooperate with immigration authorities and the removal, the apprehension or removal of individuals, even if those individuals pose a public safety threat.
Now, let's see if Mucus throws all of these radical Marxist leaders in Democrat cities under the bus. See, because you get out there and you throw something out there like that. Okay, now either you're going to stand by that or not. But the point is, these governors and these mayors and stuff to run these liberal asshole states and stuff, they're doing exactly what Mucus is doing. They're using the excuse of humanitarianism and nobody's illegal and these people are coming for a better life. Therefore, they could come to our cities and we won't, extradite them nowhere. We won't let ICE come in and grab these folks and remove them and deport them. We won't do that. So that right there is a part of the strategy as well. But yet his statement made it appear that these cities are a problem. They're not cooperating. So now let's see what he does if he throws them under the bus right here in public.
Threat. Are those sanctuary policies as you define them a threat to public safety?
So sanctuary policies are defined differently by different communities.
But to your definition,
if I may,
is it a threat to public safety?
I do not consider it in the service of public safety to release an individual into the community when that individual can be released to Immigration and Customs Enforcement for prompt removal.
Thank you. Do you oppose state policies that forbid local authorities from cooperating with ICE?
I am aware of some that I do oppose.
What? So you oppose California's sanctuary state law?
I am not familiar with the particulars of that law.
What?
Have you encountered California's restrictions on...
Wait a minute. Did you hear this bum? I'm not that familiar with that particular law. So Mucus gets in the ring unprepared. You got to be kidding me. So California, the biggest state, and the big state that everybody come in now, all one, all this stuff. You telling me you don't know what's going on in here? You know how many people come into California and this dude? I'm not familiar with that law. So if you're not familiar with the law, Mucus, what happens when you need to send ICE out there? And ICE comes back like, hey, Mucus, they stopped us. They wouldn't let us go ahead and you go, well, why not? Well, they're sanctuary city. You didn't read so how can you send us in there and you don't know what their laws are? So you're telling me he's unfamiliar with that law? That's a lie. That is a lie. So both eyes need to be shut. See, I was just saying maybe one, but now he needs to walk out of there with both eyes looking like apples. That's what he need to do.
Cooperation with federal immigration authorities.
What just happened?
Congressman, I believe it is imperative that we cooperate with one another. Jurisdictions cooperate with us when it serves the public safety need.
Thank you. I'm out of time, but I would like to restate for the record that the policies you said that you oppose, overriding the ability of local jurisdictions to cooperate, that's exactly what California's sanctuary state law does.
Oh, well. Take that, Mucus. But now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get serious. That was a nice warm-up round. But next, coming up, is Mike Johnson versus Mucus. Now, let me tell you, Mike Johnson ain't going to be so nice. Y'all ready for this beatdown? Ding!
Secretary Mayorkas, we have the frustrating responsibility on this committee of providing oversight of your agency, but I have to be honest and tell you, I'm not sure exactly what you do at the Department of Homeland Security other than great harm.
Oh, good. See, this is what I'm talking. That's why I like to see a fight. I don't want to come out. Don't even test the water. Size him up. All that, man. Mike Johnson came up, swing it. Wow. Hitting him all in his dome. He said, man, I don't even know what you do except for ruin things. Boy, I tell you, I love that type of tough talk, man. Yeah, had a friend in high school named Ben, and the economics teacher caught Ben laughing in class, and he said, hey, Ben, when you're here, you're talking, and when you're not talking, you're sleeping, and you want an A. I'll give you an A, all right, an A for awful. That's what he said. He basically was saying, Ben, you're useless. When you're here, you're talking. When you're not talking, you're sleeping. What do you do? Everything you do is negative. So there you have it. That's how you need to tell Mucus. You're worthless. You are a homeland director or whatever for nothing, man.
The data is pretty clear. We've had record levels of illegal immigration, a rapid decline in deportations, skyrocketing fentanyl deaths across our country, and the Secret Service, which is a DHS component, can't determine who left cocaine at the White House.
Oh!
In the middle of all this, you created this Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Agency, CISA, which is a division of DHS. And it's one of the Biden administration agencies that colluded with and coerced the social media companies to censor Americans' protected free speech online.
So Mike Johnson's coming at him from another angle. See, because remember, Mucus, where we do not censor, and then when we tried to slide that dis and misinformation czar up under y'all nose and got caught, I told y'all a whole bunch of lies and said that that is not for American citizens. It was so we can help the cartel not use our internets to, and I'm saying, you got to be kidding me. When is the last ad or, tweet you ran across from the cartels? Huh? Anybody? I've never seen one of those. Do you think that's their number one method of communicating? First of all, the Democrats communicated louder than any cartel member could do through social media. All of the folks coming are confessing that the border's open. Yeah, why do you think we're paying $6,000 to come there to the cartel? Think we do that for nothing? The Democrats have ensured our safety. So, boy, he's about to get him because now he's moving into a different mode of the fight. He's talking about, Mucus, you're a cheater. See, I want you to explain why you guys are, violating American citizens, when it comes down to, of course, censorship.
That's specifically detailed in a 155-page court opinion.
Did you read it?
It came out of the federal court in Louisiana in the landmark litigation of Missouri v. Biden. Have you read that court opinion?
Congressman, I have not, and the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency does not censor speech.
Okay.
What? I can't even believe you tried to throw that punch. Congressman, I did not
and we do not censor speech, I think. Okay. Am I on record? Just under oath, because I'm lying.
That's exactly what he's doing. So you telling me a damning report comes out like that, a verdict comes out like that, which includes your department. Didn't even bother to read it. It's kind of like when they brought that FBI lady up there and they brought up the whole Durham report and said, have you had a chance to read it? No. Why not? It's been busy. You know you read it. It's speaking directly to what you do and have done. So you're telling me that's like you getting a lawsuit and you're going, I haven't even read the details of it. Your whole department has been mentioned in a lawsuit. You don't need to know why, though. Hey, you know what? I mean, I'm sure it's probably something we did. I don't know. I'll get around to it, though. So here's this man lying up front, and he's going to bring the weight of this boxing glove right down on his chin. That's what he's going to do. And then got the nerve to say, we do not censor. Now, notice they all say this when they come up to the Capitol, right? You get all of these damning details, stuff you can't deny, and they have not come out and said, we didn't do that. They just said, let us keep doing it. That's pretty much what they're saying. All of these damning details, but then they'll get up there. Same thing with dang on Raggedy Ray. We don't do that. The FBI does not censor. So now you got to get punched.
Okay, well, that's the court found otherwise, and it's really curious to me. Actually, it's quite alarming that you haven't read the opinion, because your agency is listed in this opinion. The federal court looked at volumes of evidence over months of litigation, and they determined, among other things, that if the allegations made by the plaintiffs, the states in this case, are true, and hold on, the preliminary injunction was granted against your agency, sir, and other Biden administration agencies, including the DOJ and FBI. The court said it involves the most massive attack against free speech in United States history. And you're telling me this opinion issued July 4th has not reached your desk? No one's briefed you on it?
Oh, I have been briefed on the Missouri litigation.
Okay, but you haven't taken the time to read it yet.
Congressman,
No, hold on. Have you read it or not?
I have read parts of it, Congressman.
Parts of
He's getting it now. Boy, he's getting it now. He's starting to realize, okay, Mucus, this is your moment to shine, but yet your doll is some old rusty silverware. Now, let's see. How can we answer this without making ourselves look incompetent? That man just first started off by saying, I haven't read it. Then it went from that, like, oh yeah, they briefed me. Then, oh well, yeah, I read parts of it. So what is it, Mucus? Did you read it or not? Were you briefed or not? Are you just relying on one of your people under you giving you a summary? Hey, Mucus, they said we did bad stuff on some court down there in Missouri or somewhere. I don't know. Okay, thank you very much. Go back to destroying the country. That's what you did? So now let's see how he recovers from Mike Johnson beating him into submission.
Did you read the parts where it said that this is Orwellian and dystopian and that your agency is involved in a massive cover-up of specifically conservatives' free speech online?
No, I did not need to read that because I know that is exactly what we did. That's why I don't need to read the details, because I don't want to look at the poop that we laid.
That's what it is. That man don't want to go back and read that to say, wow, they're on to me. They're hip. They done busted us. And I don't want to see that. I don't want to have to read this out loud, just like he don't want to have to allow these congressmen to confront him on the horrible job that he's doing down at the border. I know this is the worst part of his job, having to go up to Congress knowing that he purposefully have destroyed our border and is going to have to sit there and listen to his work. I know he don't want to hear that. So let's see how he handles this, because it appears that the judge had found all of them guilty of this.
Congressman, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency is not involved in such conduct.
Okay, well, the court found otherwise, and you stand here under oath and you give us these answers that we know are not true, because this is demonstrably untrue. I'm suggesting to you that you're saying things to us under oath that are proven by the record to be untrue.
Thank you. So now we all got that on record, right? As we go to the next round. So Mucus gets up here and say, nope, that's not true. But it is true. This right there in the thing. It shows everything y'all did.
But we did not do that. We are not.
How can you say that? This is what amazes me about these corrupt politicians. You could show them, did you do this? And they would be like, no. It's like a kid. You come in, you see him there with the hand in a cookie jar. Are you reaching in that cookie jar that I told you not to do? No. Hand's still in it. That's what this dude just did. And he wonders why they're pounding him.
Let me ask you about this specifically. CISA was created to, we call it the Misinformation and Disinformation Subcommittee of CISA. You familiar with that?
Congressman,
the MDM subcommittee, you're familiar with that?
Congressman, I am very well aware of the threat of disinformation emanating from adverse nations.
Are you familiar?
Oh, now Mucus is about to walk right into a double fist. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna walk into one of these right there. He's gonna walk into a straight uppercut followed up by an elbow. It's gonna be so quick that the ref don't catch it. Cause see, I'm the ref. I didn't see nothing. Man. That's right. Hey, he's hit me with his elbows. What? What are you talking about, man? I didn't see nothing, okay? That's what he's about to walk into. So now, you see Mucus trying to say, oh, I'm familiar with it because we are doing that for cyber safety from foreign threats and stuff. Because, see, you can't say that you use this on your own people, right? See, anytime you get busted using your cyber whatever majigger on your own citizens, all you have to do is just lie and say, no, we don't do that to them. We're doing that for other people. And it's because we are policing dis and misinformation. But you better define that.
You're with the subcommittee. Just answer the question.
I am.
Okay. Does it still exist?
Congressman, are you speaking of the...
Does the MDM subcommittee still
You
exist?
heard me.
I would have to get back to you on that.
Okay. All right. Kind of a big deal in your agency. I'm kind of shocked that you don't know the answer to that.
Me
Can
too.
you define what misinformation is?
Congressman, misinformation is false information that is disseminated to...
Excellent.
Oh my goodness. How did Mucus walk into that? How did he walk right into the double fist, y'all? He walked right into the uppercut with the elbow. When you ask these fools define what mis and disinformation is, he should have took a play out of the playbook of Dang Gonna Corrupt Raggedy Ray. When they asked him, he's like, hey, look, I'm just here to tell you that we're not into policing speech. So tell me what disinformation is. Oh, I look, I'm just saying. You know why you can't do that? Because you'll lock yourself in. You will reveal that you guys have come up with these definitions and these new terms so you can control people on the internet. So you can silence folks or you can label things dis and misinformation whenever it's inconvenient. Oh man, I don't like what that guy said. That's dis and misinformation or malinformation. Yeah, it could lead to harm. It could lead to harm. So now he done defined it. But guess what, y'all? Here comes that uppercut with the elbow.
Who determines what is false?
Congressman, our focus...
No, who determines what is false?
Oh, Mucus is in trouble.
Oh, shoot, I double trapped myself. Come on, Mucus. You're better than that. You walk right into the uppercut with the elbow. Okay, our focus is...
I love this exchange right there. What is your focus? Because you just said dis and misinformation is information online that's designed to deceive and all of that stuff. But who defines what that is? And now he's, but what? Oh, shoot, I better backtrack this.
In your agency.
Congressman,
If you're going to pull something off the internet and collude with a social media platform to make sure Americans don't see it, who determines what's false?
Congressman, we don't do that.
That's not true. That is not.
Wait a minute. He straight up just answered the question. That we don't do that. That's not what he asked you. He said, who determines what's true and what's false?
We don't do nothing.
Man, basically, he's like the kid. I didn't do nothing. That's not the question I asked you. Guilty much? So now here he is trying to talk about
We don't do that.
after you done said that it is information we deem true or false. According to whom? So Mike Johnson got Mucus on the ropes right now. He's just trying to survive this round.
Not true. That is not what the court has found. This is not a Republican talking point. This is what the documents show. We've had people testify under oath that say, and you just defined the term, you're telling me that you don't know who determines what is false?
Congressman, what we do at CISA, the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, is identify the tactics that adverse nation states use to weaponize disinformation.
Okay, what is...
Basically, what he's describing right there is what they do to us. The tactics that our own government and intel community is using to control speech, control what people can say, what people think about, what they know. That's what he's doing. But they're doing it to us. But he can't say that. So he got to say, no, this is for other countries and stuff like that, which makes me wonder what that got to do with us. How is it that so many American citizens get caught up in this censorship when it should be directed solely towards these people that he's describing? But yet we find that people like myself, people like all the people on Twitter before they all got busted, censoring them, people like all the people who got their accounts removed, shut down, all of that stuff. All of this information that came out about the Twitter files, all of that stuff, these were Americans. We weren't saying this is for Muhammad Akbar over there in Dangon, Afghanistan. We weren't hearing this from Ivan Drago over in, we weren't hearing it from Ma Fuyi over in China. We're talking about American citizens, man. So what are you talking about? Which brings me to the next point. What do you think these people over in these other countries are going to say or do on the internet that's going to be damaging to the people, to us? You're trying to make it seem as if whatever these people got up their sleeve, the American people can't handle. Now, we just got this whole dis and misinformation and malinformation definitions dropped on us in the last maybe 4 to 6 years. What did we do before that? How do we exist? How did we all get on the internets and survive all of these cyber and foreign threats of using dis and misinformation on us? You know why? Because we didn't care about that stuff. We weren't looking at what could they possibly have said to manipulate the mind of Americans? That's my question. What could they be doing? I mean, they don't have mind control over us. We're all here in America. What are they going to say? Hate your country. This is a message from China. No, the Democrats are doing that. We don't have to worry about China. The worst damage being done to our country is not from Russia and China and from Iran and Iraq and Afghanistan and all of them. Worst damage being done to our country is from these corrupt globalists. That would include Democrats and Republicans that are rhinos, the fake news, and the darn big tech organizations and other companies that have bought on to this globalist agenda, this Marxist globalist agenda. The attack on patriotism has done damage, not from China, Russia, and all of that stuff. Attack on our kids, the family structure, all of that stuff, our border, all of that. That right there has done the damage. So now here's Mucus talking about, oh, it's just for folks overseas. But now he got to get knocked completely out the ring.
What is disinformation? What is disinformation?
Disinformation is inaccurate information.
Who determines what's inaccurate? Who
Me.
determines what's false? Do you understand the problem here? The reason the framers of our Constitution did not create an exception for quote-unquote false information from the First Amendment is because they didn't trust the government to determine what it is. And you have whole committees of people in your agency trying to determine what they define as false or misinformation.
That is not true.
With what is true?
Did y'all see that lazy left?
That is not true. Why? Because I said so. Because it is true. And that's why I'm saying it's not true.
Because what did you expect him to say?
That's true.
It is true. You got a whole agency. You got to, just like the FBI, have folks dedicated to policing the internet. All that corruption, crime, trafficking, all that stuff going on out there. And you got them policing the internet and chasing down a whole bunch of folks that walked on a tour through the Capitol. But yet, they're talking about we're not in the business of using this stuff for our own citizens. Yes, you are. But you're just going to throw out that lazy response.
That's not true.
What we
Please
do
enlighten us.
is what we do is we disclose the tactics that adverse nation states are utilizing
So what are the
to
tactics?
weaponize
No, sir.
information.
No, sir. The court found specifically, it's a finding of fact that is not disputed by the government defendants, the Biden administration, your agency, the FBI, or DHS, not in the litigation. They determined you and all of your cohorts made no distinction between domestic speech and foreign speech. So don't stand there and tell me under oath that you only focused on adversaries around the world. Foreign act.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, how's Mucus going to even get... He can't continue. I mean, if I was a legitimate, non-biased ref, I would have to throw the towel on that one. I would have to throw the towel. But because I'm okay with seeing Mucus get beat to death, I'm going to allow that. So, yeah. How can you sit back and say, oh, well, that is not... See, my thing is, what are their tactics, Mucus? What are you exposing? See, give me some evidence of you guys actually, saying, y'all just throw it out there. It's kind of like, extremism is the greatest threat to the homeland. How? Where? Give me some information. Give me some statistics. Show me some video footage of all of these extremists besides all the liberals and the left doing all kind of stuff. See, so now you're talking about these foreign countries. How much of that goes on? I mean, what do you tell us all so we can all be looking out for their tactics? Because you just told us that you're exposing their tactics. Yeah, that's what it all is. Tell us what the tactics are so we can see them. I'll show you what the tactics are that didn't come from a foreign country. It is having 50 former Intel folks sign off on a bogus statement labeling Hunter Biden's laptop as dis and misinformation from Russia. That's what the tactics are, but it didn't come from Russia. It came right from our own darn government. And here he is talking about, those are the tactics. The tactics that you're talking about is how the FBI went into Twitter and Facebook and all of them and told them, just in case y'all hear something, come out about Hunter Biden's laptop, it's most likely Russian disinformation. That sounds like something that our enemies would do, but hey, that didn't come from them. It came from you. You and your whole crew did that mess.
And yeah, you're talking about it's only used for other people and not for our American citizens.
Well, in that lawsuit, I heard nothing about Russia, Iraq, Iran, and any others. It was all about American citizens reaping the results of this disinformation, misinformation thingamajigger you guys got going on there. And that's why Mike has to beat you to death.
That's not true.
Congressman, the Missouri case, the litigation to which you refer, is the subject of continuing litigation.
But the facts were not disputed, and I so regret that I'm out of time. I hope I
Me too, Mike, because you was doing a great job. But Mucus is asleep anyway. He's in the middle of that ring, arms and legs extended, X's over each eyes, canaries over his head, twitching, because when you get knocked out and your body, it twitches and stuff like that. And in his mind, he's in the REM sleep. He's back at his house.
Mucus, we were at a safe place. That was all just a big fat nightmare. I was dreaming that Mike Johnson beat me half to death. Wait a minute. It was true.
Mike Johnson just beat that man to death. So now, let's move to the next fight, ladies and gentlemen. Do you see how deceptive this man is? I mean, it's remarkable how deceptive he is. So, ladies and gentlemen, next up we got Tom McClintock versus Mucus. Now, this one's going to get physical, too. Ding!
Mr. Secretary, what is the maximum number of illegal migrants you believe we should admit into this country?
A billion
Congressman,
quadrillion.
it is our responsibility to enforce the laws that Congress has passed, and that is indeed what we are doing. Individuals who do not have...
So is there a limit? Yes or no?
Congressman, individuals who make a claim for relief under our laws and who
Well,
do not
you've
succeed.
already...
Oh, my goodness. I mean, these are some beautiful tactics, man, these cats are coming out with. And the sad part, man, is it's beautiful as Mucus is getting exposed and beat to death without some follow-up action. First of all, I'm mad that all of America aren't seeing this. Because, see, these are things that are going on right up under so many Americans' noses, and they have no idea. They find out when they take their kid to enroll them in kindergarten, and most of the kids in there speak another language. That's when they find out, wait a minute, so my kid got to learn Spanish or, some other language instead of them learn. Okay, so it's more than them in the classroom than us. And don't get me wrong, I have nothing against people that speak Spanish. I have nothing against people from other countries. But when you allow illegal immigrants to come over here as a strategy, and it changes the whole demographics. It puts the burden on the teachers. My friend from Atlanta, her first year teaching, she had to learn Spanish because she had more Hispanic kids in her room. These weren't organic Spanish kids that just was born in Atlanta, in Georgia. These were kids that came from illegal immigration. But now she's burdened with having to learn Spanish rather. So these are the things that's going on in these hearings that a lot of American citizens, if they heard how crazy what these folks are doing and how big this dude is lying, maybe they might think twice before they go out and vote for these folks. So now he's asking, well, what's the limit? But here's Mucus. I am honoring the current laws, and you changed them, Mucus. You went ahead and said, let's go ahead and kind of redefine what asylum means. Let's do that. Let's make it real easy. So here we go.
Released more than 2.1 million illegal immigrants into this country since you took office. That's a population the size of the state of Nebraska. While the Border Patrol has been consumed by taking names and changing diapers at the border, 1.5 million known gotaways have illegally entered the country as well. That's an additional illegal population the size of the state of Hawaii. So once again, I would ask you, what is the limit, or is there one?
Oh my goodness. Who is this man again? So you see what he just did? Just real quick, he took off that boxing glove and he grabbed Mucus by the back of his head and stuffed his face right in that doo-doo pie he laid. He treated him like a puppy. That's what he did. He said, no, I want you to see exactly what you've done. Don't you be trying to run away, grab him by the back of that neck, drag him over there to the middle of the ring and say, you see this doo-doo? You see that? I don't care how much you scream and kick and shake your head. Look at this. Look at it. Smell it. Inhale it, Mucus. So 2 million something already in. That's not including no getaways. What's the limit, Mucus? Is it open-ended? Is there a limit? Should we just go ahead and tell all of South America, come on, everybody, why not? Let's get it over with quick. Huh? Instead of lying about it and trying to slow drip it, because that's what they okay with. See, there's no limit unless folks from South America and other places start coming in here and saying, we don't like the way the Democrats are trying to implement Marxism. That right there will get them all sent back, see? Let them come over here and stop working for under minimum wage, stop working for that. Where they start saying, we want to get Americanized. We want the American dream. We're sick of working on on peach farms and, doing all the stupid labor that a lot of Americans don't want. We don't want that no more. We want the big ones, the big rides, like Chevy Chase and over there with National Lampoon's Vacation. I'm sick of the little rides, the big ones. The big ones. He had to shoot John Candy with that BB gun right in his butt. The big ones. So they come over here and they start wanting some of this, the big ones, and start saying, you know what? We kind of like it over here in America. We don't want to become a globalist country. We don't want dictators running our country. We don't want these folks stifling how much money we could make. What we want is the American dream. And the Democrat Party seems to not want that. So since you're going to let us vote now, we're going to all start voting for Republicans. Watch how quick all these policies that they've implemented fall apart. Watch how quick these people will start saying it's not about the melting pot. It's not about the people coming here for a better life. It's about structure and then a law of order. They would immediately go back to that. So here he is pretty much trying to, divert. It's not about the number. It's about the current law and this and that. Basically, how many want to come. That's it. Here it is. It could be 1 billion for all he cares.
Congressman, last year we expelled or removed approximately 1.4 million people who did not have a legal basis to remain in the United States, the largest number in recent history.
Well, actually, you testified that 72,000 illegal migrants were removed in 2022. But in 2019, there were 267,000 removals. So removals are down under your administration by more than 75%. Meanwhile, in 2019, there were 458,000 border encounters, yet under your policies, we're now up to 2.3 million encounters.
Good grief. Boy, Mucus. This man I think he has a rubber face. Nobody could take this amount of straight punches unblocked like this man can. Unblocked. Every punch is landing. These people come in knowing the stats. They already know what Mucus is going to do, y'all. The border crosses are down. They're hoping that these people don't know really what's happening. When you throw out these things like the border crossings are down, legal crossings are down. Why are they down? Are they down just because people are deterred and stop coming? Is that it? Or are they down because you set up an alternative way into our country that doesn't fall into the category of an illegal crossing? Huh? Is that what it is, Mucus? So these numbers aren't real numbers. These stats that you're trying to boast aren't real stats. You are creating other pathways and other options, so it will make those stats look less. But then over here, all of a sudden, all these asylum claims have shot up for some reason. I mean, that's crazy. So you get a legal crossing going down because you say, don't cross illegally. Y'all ain't even got to do that. Listen, here's an app. All y'all got to do is go on this app and say, hey, we're coming. We want to meet the Border Patrol at the point of entries that you set up so that all of us could come in, and then y'all don't have to say we illegally crossed. See how that works, guys? So now all of a sudden border crossings are down, illegal ones, that is.
That's 5 times as many. So while encounters were up 5 times, removals are down by 75%. How do you account for this?
Because he's not removing people. He's corrupt. So you get all these encounters, 2-point-something million encounters, but yet the removals go down. How's that work? What that says to me is that all of these people you're encountering are coming over here and staying. That's what that says to me, Mucus. But here you are touting some raggedy stats.
Congressman, a few points. Number one,
Fighting back.
our approach of expanding lawful pathways for people to reach the border and delivering consequences for those who arrive at our border irregularly is working.
How? Yeah, it's working for the Democrats and their agenda. So let me say the 2 things. The new approach that we have to allow people to come here for asylum is working, and those that it's working for you guys. What it is doing, Mucus, is it is encouraging, just like y'all designed it to do. It is encouraging all of these people from all of these countries, not just South America. We're talking all over the globe. It's encouraging them to come here and use this system that you created to get into our country, you fool. This dude is a traitor to the country, man, along with Biden, all of them. These folks have manipulated that system to bring in God knows who. That's why I'm okay with watching Mucus get beat to death in the ring.
Number has dropped. You will also recall, Congressman,
Well,
that last year, Title 42,
Yeah, stop
the
it.
Public Health Authority, was in place, and under that authority, we could not remove individuals, but expel
Again,
them.
I'm short on time. You announced the CB1 app this year. It allows migrants to bypass the southern border and enter directly into the United States at ports of entry. This program began with up to 1,000 illegal migrants a day. It's been amped up to as many as 1,500 a day. That's more than 540,000. That's the population equivalent of adding a new state of Wyoming every single year.
Wow. Is Mucus aware of those numbers? You think he did those numbers? Of course he did.
If we create this raggedy app, this way we can lie to the public and tell them that illegal crossings are down, while this fake legal crossing system that we put in place will allow us to pack all of these illegal immigrants into our country.
So you come up with an easier process that will increase illegal immigrants coming into our country, and in 1 year, the size of Wyoming. Where are these people going? You think they're going to Mucus's neighborhood? You think they're going to show up at Martha's Vineyard? We saw what happened when they did that. You think they're going to go into President Biden's, that bootleg raggedy president that they stuffed in there? Think they're going to get shipped over to his crib? No. These folks will get shipped all over the country, but it won't be in their neighborhood. So y'all see the system that he consciously created just for this. And now he's been exposed. The man in that ring right there is laying out and exposing Mucus's horrific technique and style. I see what you're doing, man. See, this is the best way to deal with the left, is exposing their real motives and intentions. That's how you do it. You don't want to fix this problem, Mucus. You want it to be broke. So no need to get in here talking about we're doing the best we can. We are trying to make sure that, no, you're not. You're doing everything to make sure it goes just like it's going, because your actions show something totally different. When Democrats get up there and talk about racism and discrimination all the time, and they say, we're doing this to unite everybody and to fight against racism. No, you're not. You're using that to divide the country and to make folks angry with each other and be bickering so that you can garnish votes based off of fake accusations of racism. That's how you expose them. See, never take the surface message. Always look what the sub message is. You're telling me this, but this is what you really mean. This is what you're really up to.
That's why the numbers are dropping. Instead of them coming in through the southern border, you're bringing them directly into ports of entry. So please don't dissemble. Now,
Exposing Mucus right now needs a standing 8. There you go. That's why those numbers are dropping. You think we don't see that? You think you're going to get us with that sleight of hand? This is amazing. It's amazing. And I know Mucus is sitting there like, man, they're always one step ahead of me. Of course, because you're obviously corrupt. You're obviously lying to the American people. Dang on it. And you know what? And that's why this man's about to crush you like a jelly bean.
got a very important concern for the people of my region. In January, a family of 6 people were executed in the rural town of Goshen. That's not far from my district. According to the Tulare County Sheriff, it was a cartel hit. The victims ranged from age 72 down to a 10-month-old who was shot in his mother's arms. 2 weeks ago, the FBI director warned us in this committee that the open border is a huge driver of cartel presence in the United States. Those were his words.
His words.
Huge driver. The Jalisco New Generation cartels now established hubs in Los Angeles, Denver, Phoenix, and Chicago.
Wow. How are these hubs getting here, Mucus? How are all these cartel members coming up in our country doing this? Could it be because you guys are also in business with the cartel? Now, what do I mean by that? All of your policies help the cartel. You know, you could solve this, Mucus, by starving them out. Huh? I mean, but if you did that, you wouldn't be getting your healthy dose of illegal immigrants. See, because what I don't understand is why Mucus is not able to make the connection between how all these illegal immigrants are getting here. Who do you think's bringing them, Mucus? If they can't get to our border for asylum without going through the cartel, what does that mean? That first of all, that means that they're not coming for asylum. That's the first thing it means, because you would not risk coming to America and being obligated to the cartel if you didn't have to. If there was just me trying to get away and I'm just wanting to make sure I make it to the next country because they're persecuting me over here in my country for my political or religious beliefs, you would stop at the next country. Why spend the 6 G's to get to America? Why risk being enslaved to the cartel or being killed or your family members being killed just to get to America when you could have solved that by just getting to the next country next to yours? But instead, let's blow through 4 or 5 other countries just to get to the border of America. Now, that's not telling you, Mucus, that the cartels is using this as a business? Huh. So you're just as responsible as the cartels because you act like you don't know what's going on that side of the border. How are these people getting here?
Millions have fled from Mexico to escape these conditions, and the cartels have followed them into the United States. So how long before we can expect the same kind of gun battles here as have become routine in Mexico?
Congressman, we are taking it to the transnational criminal organizations, the cartels that peddle in death and destruction to an unprecedented degree.
You need to take it to yourself, Mucus. You guys are peddling death and destruction and stuff. You guys are responsible for that. Don't blame the cartels. The cartels aren't the ones who lowered the standard to get into our country based on we're coming for fleeing gang violence. That's a new one. That's a new one, y'all. See, it used to be you had to come here and say, look, man, I'm fleeing from my country because either there's a war going on down there or I'm getting persecuted for my religious or my political beliefs. But now it's just I'm fleeing gang violence. Any excuse. Why are you here?
Let me see what the people told me to say. I'm coming here because gang violence and global warming, the climate change. How do you pronounce this? Climate change, coming for a better life. Wait, no, I wasn't supposed to say that. Okay, wait a minute.
Okay, whatever. What's your name again?
You tell me.
It doesn't matter. Pick one. Jose. Okay, Jose, come on in. That's what's happening. That's how easy it is to get into our country at this point. Any excuse. Just reaching in a bag of excuses right there.
I'm going to reach in and see what comes out. I'm coming here because I want to help the indigenous people get back their land.
Okay, that's a good excuse. Come on in. Unbelievable.
Following the mass migration into this country. That's what the FBI director told us.
We have a number of lawful investigative actions and operations that are disrupting and dismantling those transnational criminal organizations.
Like what?
We have
Now, you just heard him use one of the best offenses ever. Say, look, man, even our FBI director said, your policies, your border has strained the country, has made it more dangerous, allowed more of the cartel to come into the country. Folks getting murdered like this is Mexico up in here, getting assassinated on our homeland, Mucus. But here's your response. Your response.
I thought we are working. We're taking it to the cartel somehow, but I cannot explain how. And if we were really taking it to the cartel, that means that the cartel would have less presence in America.
That's what that would mean, Mucus. That means the cartel would have less presence in America. We would have less fentanyl coming into America. See, you don't understand. When you're saying one thing and the results are going in a different direction, then how much are you taking it to them, man? I mean, stop playing Mucus. You play too much. Stop baby tapping us, okay? We all know we got a relationship. We provide a lots of illegal immigrants. And you will let us bring in all of our fentanyl into your country. And then if we have to follow up on some people who's not willing to pay, then it is what it is, okay? Now, you need some cocaine or anything for Hunter Biden, anything like that? We can get some of that too, okay? Okay, see. Okay, adios. See you next time at the border, man. You got to be kidding me. So what are you doing when you say,
I'm taking it to him.
Director Ray also testified that we have no idea how many terrorists are among the 1.5
Terrorists?
million known gotaways that have entered under your policies, but that there's been a significant increase in terrorists apprehended at the border.
why is that, Mucus? Why is that? Could it be because you've sent a bullhorn out to the whole globe that if y'all can make it to South America, you can make it into America by coming straight up through the border with our new fancy app? Could it be that? This man needs to be impeached. He needed to be impeached a long time. In fact, soon as the Republicans took the House, they should have drawn up articles of impeachment for him, for Garlic. Because, see, the longer you take, the more damage is being done. The more damage is being done. Bringing him up here, exposing this dude every other month or so is doing nothing. They gathered enough data prior to taking back the House. I mean, I've seen these beatings been going down for the first 2 years. So now we're in year 3. How many more of these beatings and exposures need to take place before we just say, let's impeach this dude? What are we waiting on? The stats, everything, all of his policies. Pull the trigger, man.
When your administration abandoned Afghanistan, it released 5,000 terrorists that were being held at Bagram. 10 days later, one of them killed 13 U.S. Service members at Kabul airport.
Wow.
Ray said, we don't know where the other 5,000 are, but
No,
it's
no,
clear
no.
to me that we are in growing danger of a coordinated terrorist attack because of your policies. Have you given any thought to how you're going to explain yourself when that happens?
I won't have to explain myself because I'm corrupt and evil, and I'll come up here and still deny it and say it's not my fault. And these are the policies of the former administration and stuff like that.
So that is why this dude needs to be impeached. So you're telling me that we've lost track of 5,000 Afghanistans just wandering around the country? Just wandering around the country? Man. Words can't describe how horrible this current administration is and how just disgusting they're treating our country and our citizens. They care nothing about our safety. They are doing everything like it's the first time they ever been in office. They don't understand protocols. They don't understand security. And yet they all do, which means that they are purposefully being sorry. That's what it is, man. And that's why I can't find the words without just coming out and saying something that I might regret.
Congressman, the safety and security of the American people is our highest priority. That is what is the genesis of the creation of the Department of Homeland Security.
Obviously, it is not your highest priority.
See, that's how you knock him out. That's how you knock that dude completely out the ring. Obviously, it's not. Everything that you're saying, the opposite is happening. You're telling me all of this gibberish.
We are fighting diligently. We're taking it to the cartel.
As the cartel gets stronger and makes more money,
We are fighting against
all of this crap, and everything gets worse. So that means you suck at your job. Now it's going to get physical. The last 2 fights of the night, y'all going to enjoy. Coming to the ring, y'all. You know him. He's been known to knock a lot out. Matt Gaetz versus Mucus. Ding. This is precious. Get him, Matty.
2 million encounters and releases under your watch. So not including the Title 42 expulsions, not including violent criminals. Of those 2 million plus that you've encountered and released, how many have you told to go home?
Congressman, individuals who are released are placed in immigration enforcement proceedings under the law where they can make their claim for relief. If their claim for relief is not satisfied, they are subject to removal from the United
Right,
States.
subject to removal sounds very different than actually removed. So I'm not interested in the process. I'm not interested in what people are subject to. 2 million people encountered and released. Not the expulsions under Title 42, not the criminals. How many of those people have you deported?
Oh, this is gonna get, oh, somebody go get my blindfold. I don't know if I could watch this type of damage. I'm gonna have nightmares about Mucus's blood splattering all over the place. That's what I'm gonna do. So, Matt Gaetz is about to have no mercy on Mucus. Good. That's how I like it. I would have it no other way. No mercy. So now y'all see him? He's coming out landing the knockout out, man. He's like, look, man, forget all that mess. I already know your style. I know you only have a few punches and all that stuff. So get back to what I was asking you. I want you to get your butt right back in the middle of this ring and answer the question. How many of these folks have you gotten rid of?
So, Congressman, a few points. Number one,
Just how many of the people? I just want to know how many. It's just a number.
Congressman, we are dealing with a completely broken immigration
I get
system.
it. No, Mr. Secretary, I'm not going to let you burn my 5 minutes. Do you know the answer? Do you know the number of people out of that 2 million that you've removed that aren't criminals?
Boy, you see Mucus go to the old,
Let me tie him up on the ropes and keep running around the ring.
no, get your butt right back over here. Okay? Just like, when Rocky IV, when even Drago was working on Apollo and he tried to get out that corner and even Drago dragged him and threw his butt right back into that corner. That's what Matt Gaetz is doing to Mucus.
Let me say this. We are dealing with an unprecedented... No.
Answer the question. Finish, Matt.
I do know that we have removed more aggravated felons.
Right, I'm not asking about them. I've caveated that away because here's what I'm sort of getting and what your non-responsiveness is demonstrating. The Mayorkas doctrine is this. If you show up at the border and get released into the country, if you don't commit a specific aggravated felony, which, by the way, doesn't include a lot of assault and battery, doesn't include a lot of bad domestic violence.
Those are minor things. Because, see, the Democrats' priorities, don't include, these people coming in here and being safe. It's just put us a whole bunch of bodies in here. They can be... criminals, they can be whatever. Long as it's not too bad. We're okay with that. Because, heck, we've already become okay with American citizens committing crimes in our cities. So these people that commit these crimes, they'll fit right into our cities. But don't be sending these folks to our conservative states and cities, which that's what they're trying to do. So now, Matt Gaetz is streamlining it down, saying, okay, let's eliminate this group of people, and now let's get down to the people that I'm talking about.
But if you're not one of the people who commit those crimes, you get to stay forever. Is that a fair characterization of your doctrine?
No, that is false.
Then tell me how many you're sending home.
No, that is false.
Okay, well, but you don't know the number of how many you've sent home. Here's another number.
He just lifted that chin so he can get it knocked off. So, is that your doctrine?
No, it is false.
Beep. Chin's gone. Whole bottom roll of teeth shot straight out. No jaw. He's out there talking like his jaw's broke. His nose is broke on both sides. It got broke one time, leaning this way, and got broke again. Now it's broke on both sides. It's just flopping around on his face. So let's go ahead and finish that nose off.
1.2 million people today have been through your entire process, right? They've been through what you call a removal proceeding is just an amnesty dance. Because after the 1.2 million people get an order from the judge saying that they don't have a basis to be here, you still don't remove them.
Wow. Look at Matt Gaetz. That's why he's one of the best, man. So now what is he doing? He's exposing what their real diabolical scheme is. Right now, he's seeing right through Mucus. Mucus getting the job of us. We are trying to... No, you're not. No, you're not. See, what you're doing is you are saying, yeah, all these people who were claiming the judge said, your claims matter not. but you're not removing them. Why aren't you removing them? I mean, the judge already said that y'all don't have legitimate claims. We got like a 1 point something million of them. So what's being done to get these people out of here? Oh, nothing. So you're going to let these people stay, even though the judge said that no, these people don't qualify for asylum. You're going to let them stay long enough to where they might have some kids here on the motherland, or they're over here so long that they strain the system. We can't have ICE going and collecting 1 point something million of them now, can we? You know what the easy route? Let's go ahead and give them asylum. Let's go ahead and give them amnesty. You know, instead of wasting all that money going after all these people, it's just too many. Let's call it even. Let's just say you guys are here already. Give them amnesty. No, I say we go around. I don't care. I'll volunteer. Do anybody need some people to go around and help? Because this is ridiculous. And this guy knows that he's doing nothing to remove these people, even after they've been declared to not have a legitimate reason to be here.
Like, what's your plan to remove those people?
Congressman, that is false.
How?
How many of them then? Just give me the number.
Congressman, in this country, there are between 11 and 12 million.
Right, but I'm asking about a subset that you won't send home. And the reason you're smart.
What? First of all, what does that have to do with anything? Mucus is throwing out just anything. Like, I can't even see. My eyes are shut. My jaw's off. My nose is hanging and dangling right now. Ripped off one of my ears. There it is. Right now, I got lumps and knots all over my dome. And I'm up here like, Congressman, look, right now we have over 12 million. Why? Why do we have all these people? You've contributed like 2 or 3 of those 11 or 12 million in your first 3 years, bruh. Not to mention, okay, it's way more than that. You don't even know how many getaways are running around the country. And it's way more. We're probably somewhere at like 20 or 30 million illegal immigrants running around our country. And when they finish bringing in as many as they can before they get booted out of power, what are they going to suggest then? Oh, give them all amnesty. We already hit our quota.
About it, and the reason you won't answer my question is because everybody gets the joke. And the sad thing is, it's not just us here, it's the cartels who get the joke too. And so now, what you've done to execute this Mayorkas doctrine where—
I love it. Man's doing what I love doing. Exposing what they're really up to. Because you know what happens. You know already. Hola, can I speak to Secretary Mucus? Hey, hola, Mucus. The cartel. Okay. Listen, man. You had us over here cracking up, man. We were busting our guts. We watched you up there, Congress, trying to say you were taking it to the cartels. You're so funny, man. You and your jokes. Hey, listen. We're going to be sending about 3 or 4 million more illegal immigrants and some fentanyl as well. Okay? Okay. No resistance, right? We got the deal, okay, man? We're going to overload all of the points of entry, and then you allow us a certain amount of fentanyl to come through. See? Okay. We see you at my kid's bar mitzvah. There you go. That's what's happening. You think the cartel's watching this dude and take it? Mucus is serious, man. You mean to tell me he's trying to take it to us? No, they're laughing too. Everybody's listening to Mucus. Listen, we are taking it to the cartel. No, you're not. They're cracking up. I'm sitting there chuckling because I know you're lying, but I'm mad too because I know you're lying and it's hurting our country.
So long as you don't commit a crime, you get to stay here and burden our hospitals, burden our schools, burden our social services, burden our jails. You've sent the message to the cartels, and then you've taken this app and you've digitized illegal immigration.
What?
And you've scaled it to the moon. Like, this app that you've got everybody downloading is like the Disney Fast Pass into the country, never to be subject to actual removal, just removal proceedings, as you call them. That app doesn't do any search of their criminal history in their home country, does it?
Congressman,
Oh, man. Mucus don't have no lower jaw now, y'all. He out there, hey, cut me, Mick. What'd you say, kid? I said, cut me, Mick. I can't understand that because your jaw's in the middle of the ring. That's why. So now Mucus goes out and creates an app, a funky Disney app. Okay, we done went ahead and upped our game with illegal immigration, made it very convenient. We don't want to burden you illegal immigrants. You've been through too much. You've walked from God knows where, had to drop your $6,000. When you get here to the gates of Disneyland, we want to make your stay here in America as comfortable as possible. Just go ahead and schedule your appointment at the border and come right on in. You need anything? Some Vatican care? Maybe, perhaps? How about some community college? Do you need perhaps a cell phone? We want to make it nice and easy. Oh, is that one of your kids right there? You know what? Instead of ripping your babies from you, how about we go ahead and get some baby food over here for these people? Darn it. Not you stinking Americans. You get your hands off that baby food. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for you to see that. These Americans. Ugh. Anyway, get them some baby food. That's what's happening. There it is. That is what's happening at our borders because of this peanut right here.
I disagree with everything you have said.
Well, I'm sure, but just answer the question. Does the app that you are out there promoting do any search of people's criminal history in their home country?
Congressman, Customs and Border Protection screens and vets individuals who
Somebody
may
asked you.
encounter
Your
early-
app, it either has the functionality to test their criminal history in their home country or it doesn't. By the way, if it did, you'd have already told me. It doesn't.
Matt is sweet. He's flawless right now. Mucus ain't blocked nothing yet. Mucus have not even attempted to block anything Matt has thrown out there.
I disagree.
My man is staggering. That's his response. He's no longer even throwing the lazy left here.
I totally disagree. Congressman, we are trying and doing everything
That guy right now, man, should just tap out. This is that moment where he should just say,
I gotta pee. I'm going to just stop right here in the middle of this testimony and walk off and go pee and never come back.
They go into the bathroom and they find a whole bunch of sheets tied together down the whole side of the building, and mucus is sliding down. That's what he should do right about now. So that's what his app is doing, huh? That crazy whack app.
And then the other epic failure of this that's empowered the cartels is that in these processing centers you've set up in other countries to just wave them all in at a rapid pace, you've had to shut them down in Nuevo Laredo because the cartels were standing outside extorting people. Is that right?
Congressman, that is false.
Oh, really? So why did you shut down that facility in Nuevo Laredo?
Congressman, the point of safe, orderly, and lawful pathways is to reduce the number of encounters at our southwest border.
But wait a second. You've just shifted those encounters because right now, for the first time in modern history, more people are showing up at the ports of entry than running through some bush in Yuma, Arizona. And the reason they're showing up at the ports of entry is because you've got the turnstile open.
Man, how do you recover from this? The only way these folks are able to operate is because not enough Americans are seeing this beatdown. I thought Americans love seeing bloody boxing matches. And see, if we had enough people that were informed about politics and more interested in what's going on in our country, they would be watching this going, this is one of the greatest fights I've ever seen. I mean, this guy's supposed to be a professional. He's in the ring getting slaughtered right now by Matt Gaetz and throwing up no resistance. So let me get this straight, Mucus. All that bragging and boasting, where you talk about the legal crossings are down and stuff, is exactly what I said earlier. It's because you guys have tried to legalize illegal immigration by creating your fancy apps and points of entry and saying, just come here, fill out the app, meet us here, and then you come right on into the country. And then y'all give us a reason to boast. Boast that really is not applicable or warranted about us decreasing illegal immigration. Yeah, there it is, falsely boasting.
Where so long as they've gone and downloaded this app, you just let them in. I got one final question for you. It's an important one.
Yeah.
Is Mexico an ally in this fight against illegal immigration?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
So,
really?
I mean, it's hilarious.
Mucus walks into him. Right now, he don't even see him coming. He's like,
which way are the punches coming from? Because right now I can't see nothing.
so now he just asked him a question. Now, why do you think Matt asked that question? Yeah, he set him up. Why do you think he pump faked the left? Because the right's coming. So now he said, is Mexico an ally?
Yes, sir, it is.
So you think he asked that for no reason?
Hilarious and somewhat troubling that you say that because, like, I'm looking at the El Chapo trial where President Nieto took $100 million bribe from the Sinaloa cartel. Do you think that the subsequent presidents following Nieto weren't offered a bribe by the cartel or didn't take the bribe?
Congressman, I disagree with everything you have said.
Right, but you can disagree all you want, but what you won't provide is any number. And when you sit there and just kind of ostensibly disagree without any facts, it shows people what the real gig is. The Mexican government is captive to the cartels. They are doing the bidding of the cartels, and based on your response today, so are you.
Oh my goodness! No! Don't do! I hope Mucus's family wasn't watching that. Cover the kids' eyes. I know Mucus's wife is gonna be looking at him when he gets home like, ugh.
You know, I gotta fantasize that you're Matt Gaetz when we're making love. Now that's a real man. That's an alpha male. Boy, I tell you. Oh, Matty, what did you call me? I'm Mucus, not Matt. Oh, did I say Matt? I'm sorry. I thought I said Mucus. That's what happened. And he's so right. Mucus is doing the bidding of the cartel. You think Mexico is really trying to help us? The only reason they start stepping up and trying to help us when Trump was there, because Trump demanded it. Trump was like, look, man, we'll shut down the whole border and we'll make sure you don't get no money. None. Okay, what do you want us to do? Yeah, and the cartel hated Trump. But I guarantee you they love Mucus. They love Mucus. So if you got a corrupt president taking bribes from the main cartel, the ones that's bringing all these illegal immigrants and fentanyl here, do you think Mexico's really trying to stop that? Wow, that was a beating. Y'all, I see the comments. Oh, yeah, knockouts. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love it. And then we're going to wrap it up here with the man himself, Jim to the Jordan. Ladies and gentlemen, finish with Jimmy.
Mr. Secretary, you know what the number is, don't you? Number that Mr. Gaetz was trying to get a response from. You know what that number is, right?
Congressman, I would be pleased to provide this committee, you, Mr.
No,
Chairman.
you don't know now? You don't know what that is? I mean, again, just to read, because what Mr. Gaetz was trying to get at, I think what the country would like to know is we know that there's been an influx of people coming in. Mm-hmm. Over 2 million encounters on our southern border, inadmissible aliens on our southern border. We know that number has come in since Joe Biden's been president. I know it's a big number.
Big number.
And all he was asking was how many of that 2-point-something million, over 2 million, how many have went through the adjudication process and actually been removed?
Mr. Chairman.
You're telling the Judiciary Committee today you don't know what that number is?
Mr. Chairman, what I am sharing with you is that we will provide you with whatever data you request.
No, that's not what I want to go right. But it's a simple. We've had kind of two simple questions that you didn't give an answer to, and I just want to know, give you a second chance here if you'll do it. What is that number out of that 2-point-something universe of inadmissible aliens encountered on our southern border who've come into the country, been released into the country? How many have went through the adjudication process and then been removed?
So now, what Mucus wants Matt to do is stop punching him in the jaws. That's what he wants. He wants him to do that. But Mucus, you're not blocking. You're not moving. You're just standing there with your arms to your side. What do you expect me to do? I'm going to keep punching you right in your jaws. Okay, I'm not responding to this. Stop punching my face because it really hurts. No, you got in the ring, Mucus. You got in the ring. I'm going to punch your jaws until you do something to stop me. So he's asking him a simple question. Like how many times I got to ask you this? And so here's the two options. Either Mucus is hiding that number because he knows it's a shocking number that can't be justified. So he's playing ignorant. Or he don't know the number, which makes him incompetent, makes him a horrible leader and unprepared to come up there. Here I am. The board is bringing me in and I'm the CEO of the company. And I don't know any of the numbers. All right, how much did we spend in equipment last year? I don't know that number. I'm willing to provide it. When? Because you came to the meeting. I thought you were coming to the meeting to provide it now. I mean, what good does it do us if you're going to provide it later? We told you to come prepared. And here he is up in here talking about I can be willing to provide that number when the American people aren't watching and aren't shocked by the drastic number that you're hiding on purpose.
Mr. Chairman, I'd be pleased to provide you with that.
Can you guess?
Mr. Chairman, it is.
Can you give an estimate?
Jim Jordan, you don't chop in him. He's making it easy. How about guess? Just throw out of anything. I'm willing to accept anything, Mucus. But Mucus is not messing around with that number. Now, why is that?
Mr. Chairman, I will not.
Why will you not give an estimate to the American people? Because they would like to know, because that sort of frames it. Here's what's come in. Here's who you've allowed in since Joe Biden's been president. And here's the ones who've actually been removed.
I would say two things, Mr. Chairman. Number one, I will provide that data to you.
When?
We will do so.
You're not real good at that because you've said that other times here, and you don't give us the data. I mean, we asked information about the Disinformation Governance Board, and all we get is redacted documents. So you're not real good about that. And it's a simple question, and frankly, a question we ask you to be prepared for.
Oh.
We wrote you 2 letters in the last several weeks to be prepared to answer that kind of question. I think probably that.
Dear Mucus, we're requesting data to show.
I'm going to go in and act like I did not receive this letter and have no idea the contents of this letter and what it means.
That's what happened. They asked you specifically to come in with this stuff. I don't see no paper in front of you. I don't see nothing. How about you? I would have stopped the meeting right there and asked him to call back to the office. That's what I'd have did. Okay, well, wait. Tell you what, recess. Hey, Mucus, get on the phone, call whoever you got to talk to. And when we come back, bring that number. I want to know that number. Everybody needs to hear it. Stop trying to disguise the data that will expose just how corrupt you people are because you don't want the public to hear this stuff and be shocked. So let me get out there and filibuster. Let me get out there and play ignorant. Let me get out there and postpone and say, we'll get back with you. And then the next time you'll come into the same meeting and do the same thing. That's enough. Can I get back with you on that? Because it makes me look really bad and obviously corrupt. That's what he's doing. And Jim sees through it.
That specific question, and you won't give us an answer. And so the fact that you won't is bad, and the fact that you don't know is just as bad.
Yeah.
Because it's the one question the country kind of would like to know.
So Jimmy, what you're saying is he's bad to the boom, do 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 do. Not in a good way. Not in a good way. Not bad meaning bad. Okay. No, not bad meaning good, rather, but bad meaning bad. That's what he is.
What's really happening when you say all these, pathways and things, and you're just border secure and all the things you say? We kind of like to know what's really happened with the 2-point-something million people who've been released into the country since Joe Biden's been president. How many have went through the adjudication process and been removed?
So now
Simple question.
So now I have 3 points. One, we will provide the data to you.
God bless you.
We've
been waiting, but God bless. I hope you do it this time.
Two, we have been cooperating with this committee. We have made countless documents and people available to you. We have provided briefings.
Yeah. And here's what by the way, just so you know, I'll let you finish with your third point.
Oh gosh, Mucus, man, dude, they're one step ahead of you, Mucus. One step when you're throwing the punch is landing on you. Your punch don't even get out before it's. Good grief. He don't even have to block you. He's blocking you by punching you in the face. So Mucus tries to talk about that people have provided. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Mucus. I'm glad. Let's see what they provided for us.
Here's what those documents look like. Here's the one you sent to us on when you formed. It's policy and responsibilities in the department's information manipulation mission. That sounds scary enough. Information manipulation mission, and it's all redacted. And this is the kind of stuff you gave us when we were trying to figure out who was responsible for putting together the Disinformation Governance Board. And I think my colleague, Mr. Johnson, was asking. And now we're asking a simple question about a number.
Wow. That didn't go well, did it, Mucus? Mm-hmm. You see Mucus with his 3 points. 3 things. First of all, we will provide that information. You're right. Secondly, I provided the people in my department to, and so that's what you provided when they asked you about that dis and misinformation board. That board that you tried to slide up under all of our noses and lie to us and tell us that this board is not to censor American citizens. It's for the cartel and all these other people. Who put that together? It was a collaboration of many people in our department. Like who? Give me names. We do not discuss the internal structure of our. No. Who pulled the trigger? Who was the person that came up with that idea? We all came up with the idea. All of y'all at once. Y'all were all sitting around and actually, Eureka. Hey, you know what I was thinking? I bet you were just thinking the same thing as me. A dis and misinformation. But dude, how did you know? I was thinking, did you think that too? We all thought it. Somebody was the mastermind that came up with that idea, and Mucus don't want to tell who that person is. So what do? They give you some just vague description of what that is and what's the purpose, and then all of the names are redacted. All of the main points are redacted. Why is that? So is this the type of cooperation you're talking about, Mucus? Because it's worthless, just like you. Now let's finish him, Jimmy.
And the fact that you won't give it to us or don't know it is, I think, a concern for all of us.
Yeah,
I would say both sides, because the Democrats probably want to know too. They probably that's something that should be so obvious, and you won't communicate. Make your third point.
Mr. Chairman, we'll provide that information to every member.
Will it be like this, or will it be a real number? Will it be like that? Will it be a real number?
Mr. Chairman, the third point.
Let me ask you real quick. Can you get that number to us like tomorrow? Or is you got to go back, and is it going to take weeks and months and haggling back and forth on all the letters we do? Congress writes letters to agencies, and we haggle back and forth all that dance we have to do. Or can you just get us the number?
Mr. Chairman, we'll provide that data to you as promptly as possible.
No. If, as the director, that number doesn't fall into the category as soon as possible, that's the number you should be walking around with. Because, see, our safety depends on it. Your whole job is to protect the freaking country. Homeland security, man. And your butt doesn't know the number? That should be them. You should be just like if I was over some stock exchange. Numbers are important. Every day I come in, I'm going, I need the numbers. If I'm a CFO of a company, I'm coming in every day. I don't need all the fluff. I don't need all the I need the numbers. When they call me into the office, I should know those numbers. That's my whole job.
And this guy, as soon as possible.
That means either you don't have the accurate number, now you got to go through some process to try to dig it up, or you do have it and you're concealing it. You big old bag of nothing.
Third point would be the most fundamental point of all when we speak of immigration. We are dealing with a fundamentally broken system. We have between 11 and 12
Okay.
million.
I got 50 seconds. So I appreciate that. You've said that before. So I got.
He went back to old trusty. He went back to the old trusty.
That we are dealing with 1 point. Did you know that we have 1.11 million and 12 million?
Man, don't try to distract us with that mess. We see that coming. Man, don't give us the, how do we, I'm not even going to touch on that. Neither did Jim. Jim's like, whatever, man. No. We're used to your style. We know exactly what to expect when you come here. Don't try to tell us about 12 million and all that stuff.
At that point. Don't mean to cut you off, but I got to get this. Now, in your testimony, you said you've arrested 14,000 smugglers. Seems like a big number to me.
Huge.
What happened to those guys?
Oh, already know the massacre's coming. Because see, here you are, your whole job is to secure the border. 14,000 smugglers you've arrested. First of all, how did it get to that point? That's like your toenails growing through your shoes. And I'm going, how did they even get to that point? At what point did you go, wow, my toenails are out of control? That's like your fingernails hanging down like claws. And you're talking about, I really need to cut these. You're just now deciding that? You didn't see those fingernails hanging down like that? It took a long time to get there, buddy. You should have caught that early. So now you're telling me you ignored this, and whatever system you got set up has emboldened that many smugglers to where you've arrested 14 million. Wait, what did he say? 14,000? 14,000? That's a huge number.
Seems like a big number to me. I got 50 seconds. So I appreciate that.
Crazy.
You've said that before, so I got that point. Don't mean to cut you off, but I got to get this. Now, in your testimony, you said you've arrested 14,000 smugglers.
14,000.
Seems like a big number to me.
And how?
What happened to those guys?
I don't know.
Those individuals, Mr. Chairman, are, if the evidence so supports, prosecuted for smuggling.
You've referred them to DOJ. You've arrested them. You've given them over to DOJ. What's happened to them? Have they been indicted, taken to trial, found guilty? Are they in prison somewhere? What's the status? That is a huge number. 14,000 smugglers. I mean, God bless you for getting them, but I'd like to know what happened to them.
Yeah.
Very, very pleased to provide that data to you. Let me provide some examples.
Mucus, man, he cracks me up. You see that? You see Mucus?
Oh God, I didn't know Jim Jordan knew this information. This is really bad, Mucus. I may not recover from this beating.
So now you see you Mucus. I'm glad. I mean, come on, man. What is 14 million, baby? Listen, Jim, why are you doing this to me, man? Well, because you're corrupt. That's why I call you Mucus. See, nobody likes Mucus. When you think of Mucus in your head, do you ever think of something nice? No. I want that image to be in everybody's head. As soon as they think of you, I want them to connect you to Mucus. Just like Creepy Sleepy, when I call him Dumpster Juice. I want people to think of the worst things when they think of Creepy, when they think of Nasty Pelosi, when they think of you, Mucus, and they think of Garlic and the whole crew of you guys who purposefully tried to destroy our country. So now here he is having to explain. After 14,000 smugglers was arrested, then what? So what? Now what? Don't celebrate the arrests and all of that. What happened to him?
Told us a couple minutes ago you work closely with the FBI. We'd like that information too. That's important. Have you arrested any of them multiple times?
Congressman, I'll provide that information for
You think that's a
You
possibility?
shouldn't have to. You should not have to, Mucus, because the fact that you can't tell us what happened to those 14,000 of them, that's a problem. If you said they were arrested, went through some type of trial, the next thing that comes out of your mouth would be all 14,000 were expedited back to their country, or they're still in prison, but they need to be accountable. You can't tell me that well, I'll get back with you. That means you don't know. That means that some of those 14,000 folks are just in the wind somewhere, maybe in our country. Maybe y'all just prosecuted them, let them out, and on the honor system, say, now you go right across that border, and what you do next, it has nothing to do with me. So if you happen to come back through a point of entry and rename yourself, then we will act as if we don't know you. Because see, how are you going to keep track of who these people really are when your butts don't even require anything when they come through? They don't need to provide background checks and all of that stuff. We learned that from Matt Gaetz with the bad app. So they could just run it back, come right back through. Like last week I was Fernando, and now I'm Jose Gonzalez. This is crazy to me, and this guy's responsible for it.
Possibility some of those smugglers you've arrested more than once?
Congressman, when I prosecuted immigration crimes in
We
the
don't want to hear
1990s,
about when you did that in the
we
90s.
saw
It
individuals
ain't the 90s no more.
who had repeated violations of criminal laws of the United States.
You think
I prosecuted.
my time is expired. You think a smuggler, you catch someone smuggling people, smuggling drugs, that guy would be prosecuted, and you think you would, again, know that answer too, but
Mr.
we hope you get those answers to us. I yield now to.
Unanimous.
Yeah, and you know why he don't know that number? He doesn't know that number because,
Hola, Mucus. It's me, head of the cartel. And listen, I heard you arrested 14,000 of my smugglers. Oh, yeah, you had to do it for show value, shock value. I see, I understand, man. Yes, it's all about the marketing, man. It's all about perception. And we here at the cartels, that's very important to us, too. You know, we send messages like that, too, for shock value. Hang people from, overpasses. And, we'll leave those kids and stuff like that in the desert. We send messages, man. And I want to know when are guys going to be released so they can come back and finish business. Okay. So you have to arrest just a couple of them for show? See, no problem, man, no problem. But the majority, man, send them right back over so we can send them right back over. And continue with the process. Okay, see you next week, man. We playing golf? Okay, adios, Mucus. Hey, essays. That was Mucus. He's hilarious, man. We love that guy.
I'm sure you do, because him and Creepy Sleepy have made the cartels rich. And this man can't even tell us where those 14,000 smugglers are right now.
I have to get back with you.
He can't tell us where the dang on terrorist folks who came in and weren't apprehended. We don't know where those people are. How about the 800-some thousand getaways that's just roaming the country somewhere? All of that. But yet you got operational control. Now, if you think I'm finished with Mucus, I'm not. There's some other fights that I didn't even highlight tonight. We'll revisit those in a day or so, okay? I'm going to give y'all a break. So, I know you guys love seeing Mucus get beat, but I'm going to give you a break for a couple days or so. And then we'll get back to the beatings. Now, God bless y'all. God bless America. Boy, I tell you, I sure do enjoy seeing Mucus get beat, but I don't like why he's getting beat. The results that this man has been getting being a corrupt, installed tool of whomever, is just horrific for our country. These are numbers that it's going to be hard to recover from. I mean, at some point, our resources are going to be limited. We're not going to be able to go and get all these people. That's ridiculous. There's so many. Somebody said, tomorrow, Kevin, you know what? Don't egg me on, y'all. Don't y'all mess around and be like, get him, Kev, because I do it. All right. Now, God bless y'all. Hey, listen, don't forget, check out, subscribe to my automatic text. That's 1-877-931-2396 and text the word join and they'll respond and let you know you're in. Okay. Because when my text messaging rolls over, y'all will start getting some more text and I'm going to upgrade that too. Secondly, if you haven't subscribed to to my alternative channel, which is, let's see, guys, stop and think about it. And I always look over here to see what we're looking at here. Okay, what's our number? Last night, I checked, y'all. We had made no progress. Hurt my feelings. So let's see what we at now. Let's see. Okay, I'm still trying to hit 1,000, y'all. We're still at the same number from yesterday. All right, it's stop and think about it. In fact, I think Don just put it in the chat. So if you click on that link, please click on that link and hit subscribe and set your notifications to all. We're trying to hit 1,000, guys, so please do that for me. And then also follow me on Rumble. And I think that might be it. Oh, if you want to support the channel through my Cash App and my PayPal, all those links are below the videos as well. And go back and check out the video I uploaded about Chameleon Kamala Harris race baiting, because YouTube is suppressing that video. So if you have not seen that, go to my channel, click on that video, and let me know you checked it out. This way I'll know that these are new views versus them just saying, trust us. That 1,000 people who viewed it, that's everybody. I want to make sure that the views are lining up. And so it's sad that I got to do things like this, but it is what it is. Now, I hope y'all have a great Friday, man. Let's get out of here. Oh, Mucus is in the ice tub somewhere, soaking his wounds after those beatdowns. Yeah. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care. Love you too.